You know how a lot of people are scared of going to the dentist? I was not one of them. In fact, I had a pretty good relationship with my dental care. I get to skip school and I get a cheap dollar store toy afterwards. Mother, take me to the tooth man right now. One time after my routine checkup, I even said, I'm gonna take 2 this time because I was really well behaved. So they gave me like 5. That was a good day. Anyway, this all changed drastically when I was around 9. We had just moved countries and I started to have a really bad toothache. At first I was like, okay, this is normal. That just means it's gonna fall out. Then it got to a point where I wouldn't want to eat, and as a bonus, it turned purple. Of course, my parents noticed and asked me if I wanted to go to the dentist, but to their surprise, I said, no! Look, the dentist in Canada was the only one I had up till that point. I didn't trust some random other dentist to help with my boo-boo. My dad eventually convinced me to go by saying the new dentist was a friend of his and it'll just be a quick checkup. So we went, and for the first time in my life, I felt fear. I don't know why. This literally never happened before. But the more we waited, the sounds of the tools, the posters that look like they've been there before I was even born, and even the TV started to increase my panic. The assistant noticed the look of absolute terror on my face, so she tried to calm me down by saying, don't worry, you won't feel a thing. Little lady, it's your turn. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Hello there. Open wide, let me see that tooth. Nothing too serious. Just needs to be pulled out. Why don't you take a seat? Now, not to brag or anything, but I was the fastest kid in my elementary school. So... Did she just... Yep. Our house was a 10-minute walk away from the place, so I just ran all the way home. In my defense, the first thing I saw when I walked into that room were the hints of what happened to the previous patient. I think my reaction was justified. I remember my parents chasing after me with the car, but they would describe the scenario a little differently. Should we help her? Nah. Eventually, I did go back to get my tooth pulled out, but then all was good. I'm just kidding. He pulled out the wrong one. We had to go back twice. Your choice of dentist is as bad as your ability to use the internet. Seriously, he's had his bank account info stolen twice, his laptop hacked, and his identity was stolen. I've told him countless times to just get a VPN, to which his response was to click on something that said free VPN, which turned out to be malware. I try really hard to teach him about safety on the internet, but admittedly, I'm not very good at it either. So this video is sponsored by NordVPN. No matter how careful you are, it is surprisingly easy to get your info stolen online. The most common way this happens is that scammers will create a fake website and then pay to get it put at the very top of the search page. And they can be very hard to tell apart from the real one. All it takes is one click, and there goes all your info. But thanks to NordVPN's advanced browsing protection, all the safe results will show up with a little green checkmark next to them. It also comes with an ad blocker and access to thousands of servers in over 100 countries, so you can get around region-blocked content. Go to nordvpn.com/CaitlinFlames to get a huge discount on a 2-year plan. I don't want to pay for this. Like I said, you can get a really good discount if you click on my link in the description. But what if you don't like it, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee? Seriously? Okay, if you click on my link, you get the best discount for 2 years and an extra free 4 months. Okay, you can get the same deal by going to nordvpn.com/CaitlinFlames, so you and your loved ones can be safer on the internet. Fast forward a few years later, I was in 6th grade and I started feeling really insecure about my smile. Whenever I laughed, I wouldn't just cover my mouth, I would cover my entire face. So when I found out that there was a thing called invisible braces, I immediately asked my parents if I could get some. So everything looks good, but there's one problem. I'm feeling a little bump on her palate, which typically indicates that there's a tooth under there. There's a tooth in the middle of my mouth? This is called an impacted canine, and the only way to treat it is to perform a simple surgery where you expose the tooth, attach a chain to it, and over the course of a few months, slowly pull it to its proper spot. When I heard the word surgery, I instantly went into a state of denial. We asked for a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th opinion. The first 2 couldn't find anything and got my hopes up, but on the 4th one, since this time we had the screen turned towards us, I saw it, pointed at it, and my stomach sank. Which honestly should have been my first red flag, because in a room with 4 adults, one of them being a certified professional, why was the 12-year-old the one to point it out? Also, how did you all miss this? It was sticking out like a sore thumb. The tooth was literally chilling sideways. Y'all need to have your licenses revoked. I walked out being scheduled for surgery in 2 months. While waiting, I read everything I could find about my condition. I even found out that I was gonna need braces. Not the magical invisible ones. The metal train tracks that scratch your cheeks and forbid you from eating everything you like. But since I had 2 months to prepare, when the day of the surgery came, I walked in feeling a little nervous, but I shake that surgeon's hand with confidence. Little did I know that I was about to experience the biggest fear of anyone who's about to get surgery. Despite animating the rest of the video in the most family-friendly way I could think of, YouTube can be very unforgiving with the usage of certain words, and I am not in a situation where I can afford to not get paid. If this video gets demonetized, I would perish. So if you do want to hear about what happened during the surgery and the slightly traumatizing aftermath, just wait till February. It's literally 70% done. I just really need to take a 2-week break from animating. I've been working non-stop since I got here, and I'd like to start 2025 with a relaxing first month. Also, you may have noticed that 5 of the backgrounds look a little different. That's because they were drawn by some other people I hired. I'm still not fully comfortable with getting help for my videos, but I'm starting to realize that no matter how hard I try, uploading more than 3 times a year by myself is physically impossible. I'm still looking for people who can match my art style, so it might take a while before I can form a little group of talented background artists. That way I can focus more on improving my animations. But until then, just bear with me and my choppy work. Thank you so much for watching, and have a happy new year!
by you. I don't give a fuck by you.
baking, you can save up to $1,000 at Ashley right now. So let's go check it out. Ashley is calling it their biggest sale of the
Disclaimer: the physical appearance of everyone in this video has been slightly altered because the people I'm gonna talk about hate me so much that they would attempt to sue me for making a gotcha video about them. To understand how I got here, I need to tell you about what it took to get my apartment. I moved out of my parents' house 2 years ago, not because I had any problems with my family or anything. I just wanted my own space where I could animate in peace. People over here don't really understand what the concept of being a YouTuber is. And because of this, nobody wanted to let me rent an apartment. So you're 16 and you want to rent an apartment all by yourself with your YouTube job. Sorry, I don't think we have anything for you. I went to every single agency in the entire town and everyone gave me the same response. Then I decided to try my luck online and found this gorgeous apartment that was perfect. But sadly, the company ghosted me after finding out I was a YouTuber. I then brought up my situation to someone from my school while we were chatting, and she said, "Ooh, I know someone that can help you. Here's his number. He'll find you an apartment as soon as possible." This is nice. This apartment has been sold. Caitlin? Bakery dude? The last time I saw this guy was when I was in elementary school. He used to make bread. And it turns out, he's a realtor now. He introduced me to my landlord, and she introduced me to my apartment. And I lived happily ever after in my new home. Except I didn't. If I did, I wouldn't be making this video. I live in an apartment complex. Here's what your typical apartment complex hierarchy looks like. A few months before I moved in, the board members passed a rule to ban kids from playing football. The kids were causing too much noise, sometimes the ball would go through people's windows, and a lot of things would end up breaking. I was made aware of this rule when I signed the contract, because loud kids were one of the main reasons why I moved out from my parents' house. But for some reason, the people here just don't seem to understand what rules are. The parents would encourage their kids to do whatever they want because they're kids, and that means they should have the freedom to play however they like. Words cannot express how loud these kids were. Trust me, I grew up with twin sisters. I know how loud kids can get. These ones were on a whole other level. Every time they would start playing, I couldn't work or sleep. The continuous sound of the ball hitting my wall, followed by the constant yelling, drove me nuts. Not to mention the slurs and insults they were saying makes the League of Legends chat look inviting. This used to be manageable because all I'd have to do was message management and he'd make them stop for at least a few days. Of course, the parents weren't happy that their precious demon children weren't allowed to scream and break equipment all they wanted, but there was nothing they could do about it. Until one day, the management decided to step down, and guess who took his place? I've got a bad feeling about this. Hello. Sorry if I'm bothering you, but could you please tell the children to be a little quieter? They're kids. They're going to be loud. Yeah, but that's why they're not supposed to be playing here. It's in the rulebook if you could just... Oh, so you're the reason why our kids weren't allowed to be kids. Well, guess what? I don't know how you do things in Canada land, wherever that is, but here, kids have rights. The thing is, she was in fact not the manager. Her husband was. She was just micromanaging everything for some reason. And she wasn't doing a good job at it either. She would spend a stupid amount of money for unnecessary decor. She used to complain about how bright these lights were and how she was so grateful that the kids broke it. So she replaced them with these maple lights, which I will admit were actually pretty nice. But only 2 weeks later, she changed them again by lighting the place up like a gosh darn Christmas tree. Because the poor kids couldn't see in the dark. And once she realized that she used up all the money in the vault over her dumb purchases, she jacked up the maintenance fee. This noise problem has been going on for months, and throughout that entire time, my landlord kept talking about how she was going to sue them, and she needed me to take videos and pictures of the kids as proof. The entire complex has security cameras, but every time she would ask for the footage, they would mess around with it to make it look like nobody was playing that day. So the only way to prove that the football rule was being broken was to snap pictures. For the past few years, I have been in such a miserable state. When I was at my parents' house, I never left my bedroom unless I needed to get more coffee or use the bathroom. And to top it off, I spent hours feeding my terrible gaming addiction in hopes to avoid the reality I was living in. But with this move, I had plans to finally fix my life. I started seeing a psychologist and got diagnosed with some things that gave me some clarity on why I've got the worst posting schedule in the entire gacha community. I started cooking my own meals, tried to become an overall healthier person, started making schedules and checklists. But because of my situation, I just couldn't get anything done. I became nocturnal to avoid the noise of the day, but this led to me missing packages and almost double my electricity bill. I even bought noise-canceling headphones, which led to an ear infection due to excessive use. But despite all of this, I still didn't feel comfortable about secretly filming kids without their consent, like a creep. But after weeks of going back and forth and my landlord pestering and spam calling me, I caved and hesitantly sent her the proof she wanted. But instead of doing the smart adult thing of giving it to her lawyer like she promised, she sent it directly to the manager as a threat. I will always be grateful that she gave me a place to live because nobody else would, but throughout my stay, she's done some pretty questionable stuff too. And this was one of them. The result of this was the manager sending my video that was so obviously taken from my apartment to the complex group chat. And she told everyone, our hacker neighbor is going to sell these videos online and get money from it. When I first met her, she asked me what my job was, and I tried to explain what being a YouTuber is, but apparently it just didn't go through. Everyone in the group chat was going crazy. Angry parents were threatening me and people took turns knocking at my door. Even though what she said was a big fat lie, it didn't matter. Since I barely left my house, a lot of people never even saw me, and there was already a lot of gossip and speculation. So on the rare occasion where I would set foot outside, I'd either get stared at or ignored, which just made me feel bad. All this message did was seal my title as the evil mystery neighbor. Moral of the story, check your facts before spreading rumors, and don't believe everything people say. Don't feel bad for me. I'm currently recording this audio from my new apartment in Germany. My original plan was to force myself to stay in Turkey until high school was finished, but I couldn't do it. To live in Turkey, you need to have somewhat thick skin, and I'm more of a doormat person. 90% of my interactions ended with me either feeling hurt or just put me in a bad mood. I don't know exactly what will happen to me now, but by clicking on this video, you've helped me stay here just a little longer. And for that, thank you.